Hi everybody. I'm finally getting around to recording this video for you guys. I'm so sorry it took forever. Thank you for your patience. My computer crashed and then my other iPad didn't work. So I'm now recording from a new iPad, thankfully. Okay, so I hopefully answered a lot of your questions that you guys emailed me before the group began in the actual group. But if not, I'm gonna go through here and kind of investigate with my laptop some of your questions that you guys had and see if I can touch on some of them in a little end video chat with you guys. How do I encounter the resentment that I receive from my kids when I don't buy junk food at the store? Okay, this is really tricky for me because I was that mom that was on the side of eating fast food and whatever was convenient and quick because I didn't understand those chemicals and what those artificial food colorings and preservatives did to our health. Before I knew that, I just did it because everyone else did it. So I've been on that side and now I'm on the other side of keeping those things out of our diets. And when my girls were little and I did the transition, yes, there was some resentment and some like, where's my frozen pizza and where's my fruit snacks and where's my cereal and ice cream and whatever. But they were little enough for me to be like, we're not doing that anymore. I'm in charge, you're not. But so that maybe did make it a little bit easier for me. They weren't 14 and 15 and 16 years old. But no matter the difficulty that's ahead of you, you just have to do it. You just have to say, guess what? We are not buying this anymore because there's this in it. It can hurt your health, can make you feel sick, can cause symptoms, maybe not now, but down the road. I relate it to cigarettes. Do you buy your kids cigarettes? Why not? They want them. They want cigarettes. Why don't you buy them? Aren't you worried about them being resentful because you don't buy them cigarettes? I'm not. And the same goes for food. I don't worry about them resenting me because I don't buy them Captain Crunch and powdered sugar donuts. I don't care. I'm not giving it to you because it's not good for you. Just like cigarettes aren't good for you. I'm not going to buy you cigarettes. I'm not going to buy you alcohol or cocaine or powdered donuts. They're all the same to me. And I know that seems psycho in the world we live in because we live in a very blind, put the blinders on and everyone else is doing it, so it has to be okay world. And that's who I was. I was like, oh, it's at the grocery store. It has to be good. It's not good. And like you have learned in this group, there are studies showing that these chemicals and these food colorings and these preservatives are actually banned in other countries. So why are we allowing them to go into our children's body? So what's easier, you know, having your kids be mad at you or having sick kids? And like I said, they're not going to be sick now, but down the road, everyone will eventually develop some kind of an autoimmune issue. Cancer, disease down the road, just like with cigarettes. So they're your children. You stay the course and try to cold turkey it. That's my biggest tip, is to cold turkey. If you never want to bring donuts in your house again, don't do it. But you can't just bring a cigarette into your life every other day because you feel the urge. Cold turkey it. Find a replacement for the donuts. We make muffins and cookies and awesome yummy foods all the time. And I posted tons of recipes for you guys. It doesn't have to be filled with yucky crap to be yummy for your kids. Your kids can eat yummy, awesome foods that are made with real things. Real coconut oil, real almond flour, real things that are nourishing to their body. So I hope that answers that one because I have a little bit of a rambling problem. I don't know how to stop talking. Okay, my son spends all of his allowance on sugar and junk food because I won't buy it for him. However, he has lied about eating at school instead of packing a lunch and binges on sweets, treats when left to feed himself. We have them in the house because my husband wants them. Ooh, this is tricky. How do I teach my son that as an athlete he needs to fuel his body better? This is tricky. So if your husband is not on board, it makes your life more difficult. If my husband wasn't on board, I don't know what I would do because he obviously doesn't bring anything into the home that my children can't eat. So it is a learning. You have to teach your children that we have one body. And if you don't fuel it properly, it will get sick and you will get sick and your body won't function properly. And that's what I've started to teach my girls, you know, a couple years ago when we started this journey. So it's not going to happen overnight. It's a journey. It's a process, just like you yourself have been on this journey for however many years. You have to understand from your child's standpoint that they too have to absorb stuff slowly. I know that you said he's 12. So he's 12. He's old enough to understand, but he's young enough for you to still be in charge of him. Here's a rule. You don't buy anything I don't approve ever again with your money or my money. That's what I would say to my girls. I am seriously so strict and rule-oriented when it comes to children. They are children. Their brains don't know better. You have to be in charge. So I would say to my girls, you can never buy anything with your money that I don't approve. Simple as that. You can't buy cocaine. You can't buy cigarettes. You can't buy junk food. End of story. If you want to buy something, you ask me first. I will approve it. And then that's how I would end that problem right there. And remember, you're going to have to cold turkey a lot of things and set some new rules and have a sit down with some of these kids. That's what I did. I sat my girls down. I said, never again are we going to eat this. Don't even ask me. The ballpark, don't ask me. So you're going to have a sit down and explain that, so then they're going to understand what's going on. So I hope that helps. And yes, the fact that he feels so deprived that he has to eat it behind your back, that is not good. And like again, just like with cigarettes or drugs, that can't happen. It can't happen with food. It can't happen with other stuff behind your back either. Everything has to be open book, and you have to find ways to make healthy versions of the stuff that they love, so they don't feel like, you know, they're so deprived or whatever. Okay, let's see. Going on to the next one. Okay, one of my questions is about eating out. How do you get your kids to eat something other than chicken fingers and cheeseburgers? Well, that's easy because we don't eat wheat and dairy. So my girls know that they can only eat certain things. And that actually happened so easily for us because, well, number one, we had the blood work to show that they had autoimmune issues. And then, you know, then it kind of went from there. So, you know, we'll get like grilled chicken and like a salad, or we'll go to a place where they make gluten-free French fries, and we'll have those on occasion when we go out to eat. But other than that, they really have learned to eat just like me and my husband do. And that's because that's all I buy. And when we go to restaurants, they're kind of just set up to know that the rules, everything's kind of rule oriented. Like, this is a good option. This is never an option. And just like with alcohol, my girls don't ever go to a restaurant thinking that they can have alcohol just because it's on the menu. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm talking to myself. So, so weird looking at yourself when you're trying to talk to a group of people. Okay, healthy lunches. Okay, I have tons of healthy lunches on my Instagram feed that I share. I don't really do any reheating. My girls never reheat their lunch. So they will do cold leftover pulled pork and carrots and grapes and a Larabar maybe. So stick to real foods that you can pronounce with very minimal ingredients. So for lunches, I make a plan each week and say, I don't do this in the summer because we're just kind of on the go. But during the school week, I will grocery shop and I'll actually write out, 3 lunches for the girls. And for 5 days of school, they will have the same version of those 3 lunches, mixed in, and, strawberries one day, grapes the next day, that type of thing. So I don't believe in pickiness. I used to, because Sophie, my middle daughter, was very picky, but actually she just wanted to eat junk all the time. And who can blame her? That's what I fed her. I fed her junk, and of course she wanted junk. When I eat junk, I want more junk. It's the way that it chemically affects our brain when we eat sugar and processed food, our brain there's a pleasure center, so your brain wants more. So I would just work on removing those things and cold turkeying it. And like I said, she will not eat what you don't bring into the home. You get to pick what you buy at the store. If you don't want your daughter to eat a certain cereal, if you don't want your daughter to eat chips, if you don't want your daughter to eat a certain candy, don't buy it. She can't eat it if you don't buy it. She'll be looking for it because she's probably addicted to it, but she can't eat it if you don't buy it. So keep that in your head when you're shopping. My kids can't eat it if I don't buy it while you're pushing the cart. That's what I do. It really works. And it works for me too, because I could eat a whole gallon of ice cream in one sitting, or a whole cake. I have such a sugar addiction, but I can't eat it if I don't buy it. So that helps me a lot. Healthy lunches, which I kind of just talked about, just healthy lunches they will actually eat. Well, my rule on that, they will eat what I send them. Or guess what happens when they come home, if their lunch isn't completed, then, and I lied, I told them that I talked to the cafeteria worker, and that if they throw away their food, that I will find out and they will be in big trouble because it costs money and you're not throwing away the food. Just bring it home. What you don't eat, please. That's what I told them. So what they bring home, if they haven't completed all their healthy, whatever foods I've sent them, that's their snack for the day. So when they come home from school, whatever they didn't finish at lunch is their snack. Well, when I did that, everything was scarfed because they wanted a new snack. They didn't want to eat their lunch for a snack after school. They wanted something better. Some popcorn. Gotta love popcorn. Okay, so when it comes to what they will actually eat, they will eat what you send them. So what you want them to eat, send them with that to lunch, for lunch. You're in charge, not them. Okay, quick and easy dinners for families on the go. We're always on the go. I throw chicken in the crock pot. I make all kinds of random mishmash stuff, snacky dinners and that type of thing. Okay, picky eater, textures and roadblock, like texture issues, but you'll just have to experiment and play around with things that they do and don't like. And I still have to do that with my girls, and we're 2 years into changing the way that we eat. High metabolism. Oh, good fats. Go with the high calorie good fats. Avocado, coconut oil. Make cookies with coconut oil and oats, gluten-free, and some dairy-free chocolate chips. Make some yummy cookies with those things. Avocado, I eat a whole one a day. It's like awesome for energy. So that's what I would do. A lot of almond butter. Those are all the good fats that will keep him full and having energy while performing. Lara bars are good for on the go. They're literally nothing but dates and like nuts. So I like those for the ball. How can we avoid creating an unhealthy relationship with food for our kids? Well, with kids, you really have to make it about doing what you want your children to do. So I'm very rule oriented. And the reason why I know that this works is because I've done it. I've been on this side and I've come to the other side. But I think of things like knives. Like, how do your kids know not to have an unhealthy relationship with knives and like throw knives at their siblings and just play with knives? Because they learn. You've taught them. And that is where you have to be their teachers and their leaders and their mentors when it comes to their relationship with food. Talk to them about it. Explain to them why they shouldn't eat this wheat-filled bread. Oh, because this is what it does to your insulin levels. It really isn't healthy. It doesn't benefit your health at all. It's just a filler, yucky piece of bread. You don't need it. Let's try this. Let's try eating this a meat with lettuce wrap with some awesome tomatoes in there. That's kind of how I act with my girls. I try to talk to them about it and explain things to them. Even though they're little, they get it. They get it, and they get that I love them and that I care about them enough to teach them about food.